ZOESHAAA.
Hey guys, it's your favoriteest girl ZOESHAAA and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be getting ready. I have to do my hair and I have to do my makeup because I'm going out tonight. It's my best friend's sister's birthday, so we're going out to eat. And I know that you guys have asked me, a few of you guys have asked me to show how I do my makeup. I'm no makeup artist. Okay, let me just put that out there. I do not know what I'm doing, but I just do what I do because I think it looks good and it works for me. Okay. Yeah, and so I just was like, I don't want to just come and do a makeup video because I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't really feel like anybody's gonna really come here to watch that. But I did have some questions. I asked the other day on my Instagram. Sorry for those of you who don't have Instagram, I did not ask on YouTube in time, but I asked on Instagram if you guys had any questions, not the regular questions that you guys normally ask me. And some of you guys asked me some questions, so I decided I'm gonna come and talk about it. But there were two questions that stood out after really sitting down and thinking about it. So I decided I'm gonna actually throw in a little, I don't think it's a story time, but when we get there, we'll get there, okay? Whatever. But okay, first, before we get into it, make me just stop me here because my appetite down. And then sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. But right at this particular moment, it's October the 10th. Yeah, October the 10th. I am almost finished putting up my Jamaica vlog. So far, a lot of you guys have said this was one of my best trips yet, and I definitely have to agree. Like, that trip, even though I was quarantined for most of it, was definitely one of the best trips that I've ever experienced going back to Jamaica. Like, it was just absolutely amazing. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I loved for the most part, everything about it. There was no, you know, no real major issues. What kind of issues could there be? You know? But I love that you guys were entertained. I love that you guys love the vlogs. This year, I feel, not this year, but this, I mean, shoot, this year. But I feel like this trip, shit, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, like this trip, content wise, like it was so hard. I feel like it was just so hard in terms of like finding things to do, because when I was there, they weren't really offering like all the specials and stuff that they had. Like for instance, like when we went to Mystic Mountain, they were mostly for locals. They weren't really allowing tourists to mix and mingle anywhere, at least anywhere where we were trying to go. So that put a damper on my plans, the little bit of outside that I could have possibly gotten, because I ain't a local. But other than that, it was a damn near good trip, I must say. Am I doing a center part? I mean, my starts already, so I might as well just continue on to it. I feel like I always do a center part. Anyways. Okay, this one is from She Knows Who She Is. She said, so between me and you, yeah, she said, if me quint up the good, like when something drop in a yay, when I go have to ask people, man, yeah, if I does those things. You know, say I am very, very holy. And you know, as much as me go, I'm gonna talk about certain things, yo. I don't know if I'm the only person, but like sex is just such a hard topic for me to talk about. Like, I can't talk about sex. Like, anybody what close to me can vouch. Me not like talk about sex. Me start get squirmish. Me start, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll talk, like, if we're in person, I'm not gonna sit down and talk to you about it. I'm not doing it. But over the phone and I'm sitting there, yeah, me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, girl. Ray. But hear me and see me two different songs, okay? It's just so awkward for me. Like, oh, you guys are jumping from balconies? Okay, cool. No, sir, them something there. Girl, they go have to ask people, man, and even then, me I go tell them, finna tell you. But just know, we have everything for everything. Okay? We have everything for what anybody. Yeah? Okay. The next question is affordable Airbnbs in Montego Bay. Well, okay, it's so hard to tell people about Airbnbs because, for one, what my price range is and what your price range is gonna be two separate things. Might be two separate things. You know what I'm saying? Also, from Montego Bay, I'm not gonna fully have a whole bunch of information. Why? Because that is basically where I am from. So I have places where I can stay. 1 second. What did I say? I don't really have to stay at Airbnbs when I'm in Montego Bay. Just this trip was just different. And like, I can't stay at my dad's house with like my man. I don't know, like, I'm just really weird. Like, regardless if he's gonna be my husband or not, if he's my husband or not, if we've been together for a million years or not, like, I just don't see myself going to my dad's house with my man. Like, because I'm gonna want to do stuff, you know, that I'm legally allowed to do with my husband, you know, and I just don't feel right, like, doing those things in my dad's house. So, like, I just can't stay. Like, if I can't stay at my sister's house, like, I'll find somewhere to stay. And even then, I just feel like, I don't know, I'm really weird. Like, I just feel like bringing people into people's spaces is like, no matter what, like, again, as I said, nobody's looking at it or nobody's saying anything to me like, oh, like, don't bring anybody to my house, or like, you know, Zoe, nobody's doing that. Everybody welcomes us with open arms or whatever the case may be. But me personally, like, I just don't like taking over people's spaces. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like people having to accommodate for me if they don't necessarily have to. Again, as I said, like, my family will welcome me with open arms. And then again, especially like this trip, I didn't really want to mix and mingle with my family, if that makes any sense. Like, although they were just like, oh, I don't want to see you till after 2 weeks if you're here for 2 weeks, or blah 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 blah, because you're coming from foreign and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah 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 blah. I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I will find my own accommodation anyways, and I would just stay where I need to stay on my own anyways, right? So yeah, so that's it with that. But the to be honest, finding an Airbnb is really easy. Like, you just go on, you put in the dates that you need, and they will find you stuff. It's I don't know, it's like, pay attention to the reviews, and I always take into consideration, like, definitely amenities. What do they offer based off of what the price is for the place. I usually look for places that, like, I have the entire place to myself. what else? And what else? That's about it. That's about it. It's all trial and error. Like, I feel like not all of them you're gonna want, like you're gonna go to, you're probably gonna end up liking, but it will do its justice for the time that you need it for. And yeah, but by the time this goes up, I would have already done the room tour for the place that I stayed at in Montego Bay, which is the second place that I've stayed at in Montego Bay. If you want to know about the first place, you can go back to my Christmas vlogs that I did in Jamaica. I did a room tour of that, as well as, I think I put the information in there. If not, you can message me some way, email me, send me a DM on Instagram, some way, whatever, and I will give you the details. That's no problem. And the place that I recently stayed at, I definitely would have linked the information in the video, so you can go and check that out as well. All right, I'm gonna stop on my face. All right, the next person says, with all the restrictions, me no say a pair broke out did I go on, so when can we expect baby Zoel? Listen, Uno, I go follow Joel and make him come on in an idiot, okay? First and y'all, you guys like my mirror? Don't mind it if it's dusty, okay? Yeah, my dollar store mirror. Talk to me nice and go there, girl. But first and foremost, I'm not having any kids until me and People Man is in the same place. I don't have y'all, my mom is older, okay? So I can't really depend on my mom to help me take care of no picnic or whatever the case may be. My sister that is here, I'm not saying she's not gonna help me, you know. I'm not saying she's not gonna help me. But she have two picnic for her own self. You understand? I'm gonna feel like when you have picnic, you feel able to mind them and do them something there by yourself. So I will wait until my partner and I are in one place, and then we can do go and then I talk about picnic them time there. Yeah, when the two away, I go there. So when we wake up in the middle of the night, I'm want somebody to rub my belly, I rub my foot, I rub my head, I rub my back, I rub my yeah, they will be there. I don't have to worry about anything. When I want Wendy's, or if I want KFC, or if I want jerkies, depending on wherever it is that we end up laying our heads together. Him can go out and go get that, as long as we are off curfew by them time there, if I decide to go to Jamaica. But yeah. So yeah, that is when Zoel will come. I love that you guys know like her name, and I love that you guys know like the spelling and everything. Like somebody spelled this so correctly, and I'm like, hello. See, let's see you. Okay, and then the last two questions are gonna lead into the main reason that I decided that I was actually going to do this sit down talk through video. I said that I was going to talk about it during quarantine, but I ended up not doing it, and I just felt like I didn't really want to shed light on the situation. But I still to this day get questions about it, and I'm just like, bro, I moved on to a whole new situation, like whole new situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just don't feel like I needed to talk about it, but I feel like it was out there, and the situation happened, and everybody went their separate ways, and I never really shed light on it. I did do a live like a couple of weeks after I settled into my new situation at that time, and yeah, but it's private, so if you missed it, you missed it. And I never really went into great detail, but yeah, I seen there's this girl that I follow on Instagram, and I seen that she said that it was, I think, Abuse Awareness Month. Hold on, let me not lie. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, right? So one person asked me to talk about myself, and I was like, oh, that's such a boring topic. And then I would looked into myself, and I was just like, oh, you have to say you're boring. Like, you are definitely not boring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really and truly, you are not boring at all. And then another person asked me lessons learned from past relationships and how I use them now, and I was just like, girl, let's go, let's talk about it, because I have two past relationships that I really want to talk about. One is with myself, and one is with yeah. All right, so let me start off with the one where everybody want to know about, right? So my last relationship, as you guys know, if you guys were following me, I was in for a number of years. That's something, yeah, man. Find things in another place here. Okay. Right, we were in a relationship for a number of years. We were living together, yada 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 yada. I'm close with the family. We did all godparents for one of the cousin Pitney them, and one bag of things, right? Like my family, clue us, well, in a sense. I'll explain, and all of them some there. Right, so yeah, so anyways, started the relationship. Obviously everything was fine, right? Because you're not gonna deal with nobody where right off the bat things not good, right? So did we have one, and we eventually, okay, no. So while I was still living with my mom, he used to come over like in the morning times and like pick me up and take me to work. I don't know where that would end off, but as I was saying, I feel like I have abandonment what is going on? Okay. I don't know what the hell is going on with my camera. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. But yeah, as I was saying, I feel like I have abandonment issues, right? And as I was saying, I feel like going back to elementary school, like when I was with like my friends and stuff, like they would always end up going off and leaving me by myself. And I feel like it happened in every single group. Like I would always be there. I would always, you know, go above and beyond for people, and they would always end up leaving me in the end. So I feel like I've just always had to do the most to keep people in my life, even though I feel like I know that they're gonna end up leaving. And I feel like when I know that they're about to leave, I end up pushing them away, specifically because I know, or I feel like this is like where they're about to leave me in my own head. Not necessarily saying that for them or in the situation they're going to leave, but I just feel like they're at a point where they're gonna leave me, so I push them away, you know, to say that I finished off with the situation. But anyways, I'm saying that to say that when he used to come over and stuff like that, I'm just really insecure because I always feel like I'm not enough in any of my personal relationships. I just always felt like I wasn't enough, so like there always had to be another person just based off of the things that I went through before. So I would search phone and, you know, see say you might talk to people, and I would just be like, the hell, like what, why do you need to talk to, you know, why do you need to talk to people or whatever? And it was just never like a straight, you know, or like I'm sorry, I won't do it again or whatever. And like me stupid, me young, me thinks that me in love this one serious relationship because he was older than me. I think it was 7 years older. 7 years older? How old am I now? Yeah, I think so. 7 years. I think it was 7 years older. Yeah, so I was like, yo, this is our old relationship, this is our older relationship or whatever, like maybe this is how it goes, you know? And I'm moving in together, and it was like when we moved in together, see me and live with me, two different things, okay? He was just, I always try to think back like to when exactly things became different, but I don't know what it was. I don't know if he felt like it was too much responsibility for him, or if he just felt like this is serious like now because like we're living together, like man and woman type something there, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it lick one chip in him or whatever the case may be, but whatever. Like for me, on the other hand, like I was super excited. I was like, yo, I feel like a woman. Like I just felt so much more liberated. I was just like, yeah, like I'm on my own. Like I am responsible for everything that is going on. like with me now, you get what I'm saying? Like if I fall on my face, like I don't have nobody else to blame except for me. And that's why I was so scared to move out of my mom's, because I was like, now for real, it's just me. I don't have nobody else. Like I don't have nobody helping me pay no bills. I don't have nobody, nothing. It's just me by myself. You get me? You get me? So we didn't know, and we're there and we're living in the apartment. And then at that time I had just like met Fuffy. I had somebody that was going through the same stuff that I was going through, and like knew right off the bat, like, you know, like wagwan. So people, me used to get up, right? Me used to make breakfast, not every day, I'm not gonna lie, me never used to make breakfast every day, but like if he was coming home and like he could drop me to work, I would make breakfast and them something. But every evening I come home from work, I cook, me alone wash, me alone clean. And I'm not lying, like I have no reason to lie, I have no reason to boast, I have no reason to big up myself, because I know I eventually became part of the problem as well. I feel like maybe, or maybe I'm just blaming myself for no reason, but yeah, I feel like I was doing my part as the woman while also working as well, you know? So anyways, I would like ask for help, you know, in some areas. I just feel like this is not mama and papa days, you see me? I will definitely do what I feel like I can do, but I feel like I should have some sort of assistance, you know what I'm saying? Like if you come in, you don't need to fling down your clothes on the ground, you can put them in the laundry baskets, and like, you know, just tell me, say you appreciate what me I do. I didn't get nothing. And if I complained, it turned into an argument, and I was just so confused, because I'm just like, what, like, why does there need to be an argument? Like I do damn near everything, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to ask for anything. He didn't have to ask for anything. Like if his clothes were dirty, he doesn't know how they got washed. If he left a plate in the sink, he doesn't know how it got washed. You know what I'm saying? Like he came home, his food would be ready, I would serve him, but okay, so yeah, anyhow, I feel like I don't know how to go about talking about like whatever, but let's just say the relationship eventually became toxic because I just kept seeing the same traits. Like there was always new girls in the phone, there was always he was like really into like porn and like always watching these things, and I just did not like it. It was a big turn off for me, and I just never understood what the obsession was. Hold on guys, let me go from concealer and come back. Hold on. Yeah, so like those things didn't agree with me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we still progressed, we still carried on, we still had a relationship, whatever the case may be. I remember living in our first apartment. I remember the first time it got physical, and I didn't remember how to feel about it, but I remember going to work and I was limping because what had happened? I ended up down the stairs, but I ended up down the stairs and I hurt my knee, and I went to work and I was limping, and Fuffy was like, yo, like what happened? And I felt comfortable enough to talk to Fuffy at that point, and she was just like, what, like really after everything you're doing, like really, like what? But I was in a place where I was just like, I love him, he loves me, he said he's sorry, he'll never do it again, I believe him, you know what I'm saying? Because like this was the first time I never seen like an angry side prior to this, except from like our little arguments or whatever the case may be. But so I was just like, okay, like whatever. I think the next big thing that happened at that first apartment was, it was our anniversary weekend, and I booked a trip not a trip, but I booked a weekend in Niagara Falls. And it was a surprise. I never told him about it. I was so excited for it, you guys. You guys don't understand. Like, we work so hard just to manage and like keep afloat every month, like from month to month, like with bills, his car, everything. You get what I'm saying? And we were just trying, you know? And I was like, yo, I found a really great deal. And I was like, yo, like, we deserve it. It's our anniversary. Like, let me book it, you know? So the plan was for him to come home and we would go. Anyways, he came home and it was almost like the worst thing I could have ever do. Like, he argued with me all the way there, and Niagara Falls is about an hour and 45 minutes away from where we were, roughly, I think. That's so long? Something like that. And we argued all the way there. When we got there, I had like this dinner package to go to dinner. We never ended up going. He went into the bathroom, he took a bath, and he fell asleep in the bathroom. Next morning, we argued all the way home. And like, you guys, at that point in time, like, I was the type of girl that would sit down and like somebody would argue with me and I would just sit there and listen and like internally just take it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like confrontation, but if it has to happen, it has to happen, you know? Right? So anyways, we're arguing all the way home, and like, we were supposed to go to breakfast because I had another package for breakfast. Went there, a bare argument in my start another place, and he was the type of person where it was like, I mean, I never really saw it prior to that, but I mean, afterwards, like, he was the type of person where it was like, if he was mad, like, you knew it, you know? So like, if me and him went to the mall and he was upset about something, like, he would shout at me, like, in the mall, like, everybody would have to know, like, there's a problem. And it's like, bro, like, you can't just like make we do what we have to do in private. Like, why we have to go out the road and people have to know, say you're upset or whatever the case may be, or why people have to know we're business. You know what I'm saying? And it was so embarrassing. Like, have you ever been outside and you would see like a man disrespecting a woman, or like a woman like cussing a man, and you're like just drawn to it? Like, I feel like that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Anyhow, we did it, and we had come back, and a beer argument. Like, he just kept like pushing me away, and one bag of something. And there was at one point, like, we were driving and there was a car beside us, and like they were honking, and he was like, what's going, like, you know, like asking like what's going on, because he could see like how his hands were moving and whatever. And like, you know, you would be concerned if you seen like the actions that were going on in the car. Anyhow, we reached back home now, and he was like how he's going to his mom's house. So I was like, all right, cool, but like, can we talk about like what's going on? Like, what's the issue? Like, why are you acting the way that you're acting? You get what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't supposed to be a negative thing. Like, this is our anniversary and I just wanted to go out. Like, what's the problem? And he was just like, yo, get out the car. And I was like, yo, like, why can't we talk? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're a couple. Why can't we talk about our issues? And he was like, yo, get out of the car, get out of the car, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just all that he aimed upon, like, just get out of the car. So I was like, bro, like, I'm not gonna get out of the car. But then eventually I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me come out of the car. So me open the car door, my 2 feet are out of the car. Okay? So my 2 feet are out of the car door is open. I wasn't apparently getting out fast enough for him, so he started driving. My feet are dangling outside of the car. It's like I'm laughing about it now because I'm thinking like, yo, if any one of my friends ever told me that shit, like, I would have been so pissed off. And here I am, like, with somebody still, even after that, all of that happened. It's crazy. But anyways, that happened now, and whatever, move on and say him never gonna do it again. Him angry, blah 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 blah. Came up with whatever bullshit excuse he was that he came up with at that time, and yeah, done. So now we move, right? And this time when we first moved out, we were living in a basement apartment, so we had like our landlords living with us. I don't recommend it. I do not recommend it at all, okay? Living with your landlords is the worst thing ever. But anyways, we moved into an apartment now where we were on our own. And I feel like this is where the anger, the violence, all of that heightened to a different degree, right? My ex's, one of the main things that we would argue about was children. And it was, when am I going to have children? No, in the beginning, I was like, yo, I'm ready to have kids. Like, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. And like for many different reasons, but him specifically being one of the reasons why I just was like, you know what? Let me wait. Because I seen the type of person that he could actually be, right? I don't want to sit here and talk about this forever, so let me just quickly get into it. But I experienced mental, physical, and emotional abuse in my previous relationship. And it's not like it was something that was hidden, because there's people that were close to me who would come into my space, and the person that I was with would display the same behavior. They didn't care what audience was there. They didn't care if my mom was there. They didn't care if my sister was there. They didn't care if my friends were there. He didn't care if my friends were on the phone. He did not care. He was very disrespectful after some point. All right, so anybody who came in our space, like the main topic of conversation, especially if they had a child, was, oh, your friend doesn't want to breed, blah blah blah, whatever, right? And I feel like this was one of the leading causes to why we ended. But apart from that, it was the abuse for me. So I had to deal with girls. I had to deal with the porn, and I feel like it got worse. Like, you guys, it was so sickening to have him just every second of the day, like when you go on my computer, because he would use my computer, you go on my computer, porn, girls. I had a girl tell me that just because I live with him, that don't make me his wife, right? And I was just like, bro, like, I can't do this. And I used to tell myself, like, in my head, I'm just like, Zoe, you cannot do this. Like, you can't be in this situation. And like, every time, like, he would hit me, every time, like, he would tell me I'm ugly, or he would tell me nobody would want me, or he would tell me something, I would just be like, this is it. And I would pack my stuff, and he would say something to me, and I would end up unpacking and staying, right? All right, so let's talk about Christmas 2016, when I went down for the chill with me. I was at the point, no, that's 2015. I was at the point where I was like, yo, I do not care about this relationship no more. I don't want to be in a relationship with him no more, and that's it. Like, I did not care. You get what I'm saying? He always felt like Jamaica was a really big issue in our relationship too, because he felt like I went to Jamaica too often. He automatically felt like I had a man down there. You guys know Shanko, who I used to chill with. Okay, so true story. Me and you know, long time ago, right? And after that, we never did it again. He was in a relationship. I respected that. And I have always been in a relationship afterwards, and he had to respect that. He had no choice. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think my ex knew, but yeah, like I could hold my composure. I don't have to go down and I don't have to frig everybody. I don't have to go on vacation and have, you know what I'm saying, or look to have nothing with nobody or whatever like that. Like I'm content. Like I can go out for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not that serious. Like I live with my Teely. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a big issue for me. I'm not like him, but I felt like after some point, like he was concerned with what I was doing in Jamaica because of what he knew he was doing. Right? He had no choice but to view me as himself when he can't see what I'm doing, because he knows what he's doing when I'm not with him. Speaking of which, when his grandfather died, this was after my grandmother died, and I went to Jamaica for the funeral. When I was coming back, his grandfather passed away, and I went back to Jamaica a few weeks after that, right? When I went to Jamaica, right? Okay, 9 nights. We have the room downstairs outside of the house by ourselves, right? It's okay. And his best friend's son was there, and his best friend's son wanted something, and he was like, yo, go ask for go do it. So he went and he was like, oh, him say him soon do it. And he, like, the little boy came back and he was so sad, and I was like, what happened? And he was like, him say him soon do it. So I'm like, why can't he do it now?